Hello, I'm Colin Cosell.
And I'm Michelle Brown.
And this is Strategy for Breakfast, the podcast about real business challenges based on real business conversations. And of course, it's breakfast, the most important meal of the day. This week, we're going to take a deep dive into an utterly fascinating phenomenon taking place in social media, the meteoric rise of TikTok versus the steep decline of Meta, also known as Facebook. And because we love a good pun on Strategy for Breakfast, we're lovingly calling this episode, I Never Meta TikTok I Didn't Like. If you're groaning at home, don't worry, we were when we came up with it. And by we, I mean me. But anyway, it makes sense in some capacity. Regardless, there's a lot to discuss here. Right, Michelle?
Absolutely. And I love your title indeed, Colin. So much to get to. But before we get started, we want to encourage you, please do subscribe, share, let us know what you think of this podcast. We want every episode, obviously, to be as interesting, outstanding, and entertaining as possible. And you can get in contact with us via the comments or email us at podcast@gdsgroup.com.
All right, let's dive right into this strange state of affairs for two social media giants. Now, Michelle, I have been tasked with looking at the artist formerly known as Face Mash, then the Facebook. Then they dropped the theme, they became Facebook, and now it's known as Meta. No matter what you call it, it's still the biggest social media platform in the history of the world. And with that comes, of course, countless news articles, loads of documentaries, and of course, a full-length feature film. In short, I don't have to give you too much background on this company. What I will look at, however, is Facebook by the numbers. So when Mark Zuckerberg, you've heard of him, right, allegedly stole the idea from the Winklevoss twins of Gemini fame, for you crypto fans out there, and then launched the Facebook on February 4th, 2004. Can't believe it's been that long. Now I'm feeling really old. He had 1,500 users join within 24 hours. That's cool. But you know what's cooler? By December of 2005, the company had rebranded to Facebook and boasted over 6 million users. Then you fast forward 17 years, Facebook, now Meta, has just under 3 billion. So that's obviously super impressive, right? Yes, exponential growth year after year, to the point where nearly half of the humans walking the earth right now are members or users of Facebook/Meta. Considering on a global scale how many people don't live near or don't have internet access, that's an insane number. But all that aside, something remarkable happened this year. Between January and June of 2022, of this calendar year, Meta saw its first noticeable decline in users in 18 years, from 2,936,000,000 users to 2,934,000,000. Sure, that's a flash in the pan, a drop in the bucket. It's only a drop of 2 million users, but it's coming after a 2-year plateau. So, Michelle, I'd love to hear what you think is happening here from just, a layman's outside look at what's happening. Does what you see with Facebook and Meta, does that align with anything you're seeing or hearing?
Absolutely. But before I chime in, I just want to say, Colin, first, I never heard of the Winklevoss twins before I saw that movie Social Network. So I learned a lot about Facebook and rowing crew at Harvard. But to answer your question, seriously, Meta's noticeable decline in users is due no small part to the triumph of TikTok. And I agree with you, Colin. The stats that you kind of talked about a little bit a while ago is I'm seeing the same thing too. And TikTok is now such a big part of our lives, but believe it or not, it's only been around for about 6 years now. Can you believe that? Only 6 years. It was actually founded by this Chinese company called, great name, ByteDance. And that's BYTE, ByteDance. What a name, right? So it was founded by ByteDance in 2016. So, TikTok in Chinese is called Douyin. I'm pretty sure I'm not saying that correctly or pronouncing that correctly.
You got Winklevoss twins, right? So if it's
exactly, so it's pronounced Douyin. That's the name of the company. It was they originally launched it as a short form video sharing platform, primarily about lip syncing and dancing videos back in the day. Even though back in the day is 6 years ago, but as you all know, TikTok has now grown fully into this full-fledged video service with content available to all types of viewers. And, TikTok parent company did something remarkable that a lot of Chinese companies have been trying to do, but were not able to do. And that was they were able to make a huge push into the overseas market. And that was like a game changer for them. Byte and how were they able to do this? ByteDance back in 2017, they bought. I don't know if you remember this platform, Colin, called Musical.ly. A lot of dancing.
I
It,
I'm only going to date myself if I pretend to even
it
know how
lasted. It
TikTok
lasted
works.
like a hot minute, but it was actually catching on. So ByteDance bought this Musical.ly company in 2017, and they were able to add 80 million new users that they got from Musicality, and they kind of just integrated all those users onto the TikTok platform. So that was a big game changer for them, and that is kind of where this upward trajectory started. TikTok is just booming right now. In fact, one major publication said TikTok is now in 2021, TikTok was the most popular website, surpassing even Google. And that trajectory just seems to be going up. But doesn't look like the same thing is happening for Meta. When did you see that the shift starting to happen, Colin?
Well, I went on Statista like you do, when you're not on TikTok when you're 42 years old, and noticed it started around right on the heels, I should say, of the 2020 U.S. presidential election. And then around that time, there was also a well-documented expose on how Facebook was involved in not necessarily censoring disinformation or misinformation out there, maybe helping to spread it. From 2016 on, there was a whistleblower, well documented, so on and so forth. And there had already been a bad taste in everyone's mouths. There's, with all due respect to Mark Zuckerberg for creating or stealing whatever the greatest social media platform of all time, the man is not necessarily warm and fuzzy. He's not, I don't know, camera ready. There's something almost robotic about him. Like if you
Yes.
told me that he was a droid, if you cut his arm open and it actually looked like Luke Skywalker's after he got the mechanical hand on there, I would believe you. I don't know. So there's bad optic after bad optic with Facebook, not the warm and fuzziest CEO in the world. And obviously tons of legal battles and all this stuff. The brand's name basically has been tarnished time and time again. People have taken notice, and there's a wariness, people are just, there's a fatigue, and people are just kind of tired of it. And there's other things out there now. There's shiny new toys. There's TikTok, which has somehow crossed the threshold of like teen thing to do. And I know it was huge during lockdown, during the pandy. That's what I call it, by the way, the pandemic for those at home. It makes it sound better. But during the pandy, that's what, kids were doing, TikTok. And then families were getting involved. And then there's TikTok challenges and all that. So it struck at the right time. Facebook really didn't do anything to make itself look better in the public eye. I don't know. It's just Facebook can't get out of its own way is what it comes down to. So I don't know. But with that decline and all the negativity around it, TikTok, obviously, upward trajectory. They're kicking butt and taking names. How is this happening? What does it look like numerically?
Yeah, let's take a look at the numbers. Absolutely. Check this out. TikTok generated an estimated $4.6 billion in revenue in 2021. That is 142% increase year on year. So that is quite significant. They also had 1.2 billion monthly active users in the fourth quarter of 2021 and expected to reach nearly 2 billion by the end of this year. In China alone, TikTok is accessed by more than over 600 million users daily and downloaded over 3 billion times. So
Wow.
those numbers are staggering. And, as you alluded to, Colin, TikTok is very popular among, the teens and young adults, the Generation Z, the 18 to 24 set. But people of all ages are jumping on the bandwagon, or should I say dancing on the bandwagon right now, because there's a whole lot of dancing going on over on TikTok. So, everybody's kind of jumping on the bandwagon. I have to say, I myself joined the platform, joined TikTok last year. I only have one video up. As of today, I have 52 followers. I'm
Oh,
very I'm very proud of that. So I'm working to grow. It's so important. I myself I'm working to grow it, and I'm gonna once I get some more time, I'm gonna start just posting some more content to get it going. But I'm really starting to like it myself, and a lot of major corporations all across the globe are loving TikTok. A lot of them are you cannot, as a marketer, you cannot ignore the numbers here. So a lot of them are leveraging TikTok for their products. I was on a roundtable last week. It was a marketing related roundtable, and a lot of the attendees were talking about TikTok. That was it was a game changer. And I think one attendee, I think she was from Revlon, just spoke about how much they're really going all in, and they're using influencers on TikTok to kind of even advertise their product even more. So a lot of it's like, if you're not on TikTok, you don't exist these days. So it's
I mean,
gaining in popularity for sure.
I'm on TikTok. I started an account. I don't even know if I uploaded a video. I'm at that age now, Michelle, where I'm like, oh, the kids these days with their TikTok, and like everyone's doing the dances and stuff. With that being said, I'm very excited to see some TikTok dances featuring Michelle Brown. Is that going to be your MO? Is that going to be your presence? Is that going to build the audience on TikTok?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I got some moves. I got some moves.
I mean, I think that was you just kind of pulled together the Running Man with a little bit of the pitch patch in there. I don't know, but whatever the case may be, you're absolutely right. Did I hear correctly? Microsoft is actively like on TikTok now. Like they're starting to market themselves
Yes,
there. Like what?
yes.
What? Like
All these major
Microsoft?
companies, Mike.
That's
Like I said, it's not who is on. It's like, who isn't on TikTok. Everybody is on TikTok. It's like, who isn't on there? The companies, they just cannot ignore these numbers. And again, as I said, just from this roundtable I was on last week, a lot of them are using these influencers on TikTok, depending on I think one attendee was from a food manufacturing company, so he was looking for influencers in the food space who can highlight their product. So it's really is a game changer for sure.
I
So TikTok getting very popular, Meta not so much, huh?
Yeah, no, it's kind of it's interesting, and maybe there's a hint of Schadenfreude in there where I'm like, yeah, it's all right to watch Zuckerberg squirm a little bit and watch their stocks decline. Meta stock declined, I believe, by 50% this year.
Wow.
Has been labeled as volatile and not a healthy stock to invest in right now. Like, I mean, things are going terribly awry. Also, on a side note, I can't wrap my head around the idea of someone being a professional influencer. Like, you know what influences me? My brain and my gut, and that's it. I don't need some 20
Well,
something
there's
telling me
there's a
like
lot of money to be made.
maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I'd need to start moonlighting as an influencer. I don't know who I'd influence. Maybe
Yeah,
fellow 40 somethings. I don't
yeah,
know.
influencers are huge. Kylie Jenner has, I think, 361 million followers or something like that on TikTok.
Of course she does. I
Yeah,
mean, the
you know,
Kardashians, they could launch their
yeah,
own social media platform and instantly have
exactly. So
people.
influencers are huge.
That just makes my brain hurt. Well, anyway, so talking about Meta and one of the main reasons they're having such a hard time. Obviously, they changed their name to Meta because they're supposed to be on the forefront of the metaverse.
Hmm.
Okay. All well and good. Lots of companies are buying into it. Nike has billions in there. Like, I mean, major companies are investing billions of dollars to get involved in the metaverse. The problem with this is, and the currency by which Facebook exists is user data, and being able to sell that data, use it to bring on advertisers to personalize, customize, and target these advertisements towards specific customers. I mean, how many times have you said something out loud like, huh, sure wish I had a boat on a day like this? And then you go on Facebook, and there in your newsfeed is like boats on sale in your area. Whoa, big
Exactly.
brother, whoa. It was
Yes.
creepy for a while. Now it's like, all right, well, they're at it again, whatever. And for the people concerned about a microchip being in your vaccine, the microchip is in your phone, idiot. Anyway, so with the death of cookies, third-party data, all of that, massive, massive blow to the almighty Zuck and to Meta. And what the haymaker to the jaw with Meta, though, and with this data and all of that, was actually another major corporation, one that is nearing the $1 trillion worth mark. That's Apple. Once Apple put in place that little thing that the I guess I call it a service. I don't know what you'd call it, but when you open a new app on your phone, you have the
Right.
option now to ask the app not to track you. And lots of people are following that, and a lot of people are like, yeah, no, you know what, I'm tired of being tracked. I don't want to be followed by big brother, man.
I
So
love that feature. I always say, do
me
not
too.
track me.
Well, with that, the the data that they were acquiring has been lost because they were able to mine that, sell it, use it, and that data is gone. Third party cookies are gone. So now Meta is forced to find new ways to bring on or bring in data from their users, essentially. And really, there's no other way to do it than this one wacky facet that I read about in Web3, where you will have control of your data, more or less, and you'll be able to sell it. You'll be able to monetize your own data. So perhaps Meta right now is up against it enough where they're going to have to start saying, you know what? We'll take the Spotify method. And granted, if you sell 1 million bytes of your data to Facebook, that'll amount to like 0.0001 pennies, but eventually it adds up. Whatever the case may be, whatever the model they were to implement, that's literally the only way I can see Meta getting out of this. So I don't know
Yeah.
if that's going to be the way, or if they're just going to continue to flounder, or if almighty robot god Mark Zuckerberg has bigger plans in place because he went to Harvard, clearly much smarter than me. Is he smart enough to get himself out of this? I don't know, but what does the future of TikTok look like? Because as of right now, it's brighter than the ring light in front of me.
We'll see what happens. Well, right now, I mean, they're not resting on their laurels. And you mentioned Spotify, Colin, and that is who TikTok is going after. It looks like in this latest news, TikTok has reportedly filed a trademark application for kind of a music app service. That would let users purchase, play, share, and download music. So, this would challenge Spotify, Apple Music. So that could be another game changer for them too. They are going all in. And it makes sense. It seems like a logical next step. I mean, when I'm driving in my car, there's already TikTok radio on Sirius XM. It plays a lot of
Wow.
like popular music. So TikTok radio already exists. So this is just, ByteDance kind of taking this to the next level, going after Spotify, going after, Apple Music, going after YouTube, by filing, like I said, filing this trademark application. More than likely, it looks like, the word is that they are going to get it. So, we'll see what happens when this rolls out. But yeah, they are moving full steam ahead, no slowing down. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, they're kind of like the creepy boat ride in the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. They're showing no signs of slowing. That TikTok tsunami just keeps on going on. Well, now, Michelle, if there's one takeaway from this conversation with you and talking about these two companies and these social media giants and watching one flounder while the other succeeds, one takeaway for me is, all right, I'm still going to stay on Facebook. I post there maybe twice a year. I'm kind of over it as well. How many people I've muted and unfriended because I'm like, oh wow, I didn't realize you were that dumb, that ignorant, that racist, whatever the case may be. I'm like,
Yeah.
everyone feels safe there to just say whatever they want without consequence, and that I have fatigue, but I'm still going to stay there. However, I need to up my TikTok game. I need to start doing some stretches in the morning so I don't pull a muscle trying to learn that latest greatest dance craze. And Michelle, with your blessing, I say we team up. I say we build up our users together and we do some TikTok dances together. We do not inform our coworkers that we're doing this. We do not want them to hold it against us or use it against us in any way. But are you in?
I am 100% in, totally for it. Yep, we gotta up our TikTok game. Like I said, I was a little reluctant to join the platform at first because, as you alluded to, that there were some privacy issues. But
Mm.
I decided to just go ahead and do it, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. We'll see. We'll see if they can sustain the company can sustain this momentum. A lot of is there going to be another new exciting app that comes along and kind of knocks them, off their pillar? We'll see what happens. But right now, things are just coming up all roses for TikTok.
I don't get it. I don't know how they market it or how they're going to sustain or keep building. But I guess as they say, necessity is the mother of invention, and we'll see what they think we need out there. But in the meantime, Zuckerberg, it's time to eat a nice, healthy dose of humility. TikTok, keep doing what you're doing, and maybe one day I'll get to 100 followers. But anyway, Michelle, this has been a real pleasure chatting with you about this. I learned a lot more about TikTok than I ever imagined. Hopefully, the listeners and viewers now at home did as well. And listen, we're not the be all end all. We don't know everything out
Not
there.
at
We would
all.
love to hear from you. We want you to get involved. This show is only as good as the listeners who kind of feed it. So if there's any additional ideas, stats, or anything that we missed, please fire away. Shoot us an email, podcast at gdsgroup.com. Leave a message in the comments, whatever the case may be. We would love for you to get involved in the conversation as well. And also, if you enjoyed this episode and all of our episodes, which are available on Spotify and who knows, maybe one day TikTok, you can also join us at one of our GDS virtual summits. Just go to gdsgroup.com/events for more details. And of course, last but not least, this is the customary line of all podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And again, get involved. So remember, strategy
Absolutely.
for breakfast. We're the most important meal of the day. Take care. And Michelle, we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.